Have you ever sat at your desk, stared at your screen, and thought, is this really it? Have you ever gone to work, done the job, collected the paycheck, but felt empty inside? And then comes the guilt, the fear, the doubt. You ask yourself, am I being ungrateful? Am I giving up too soon? Or am I just ready to evolve? This is the hard part of life no one teaches you how to handle: the crossroads, the transition, the silent space between quitting and growth. Today, we're going to talk about something real, something raw, something every driven, intelligent, ambitious person wrestles with at least once. When is it time to change your career path? And more importantly, how do you know if you're quitting or evolving? Let's start by facing the truth. Our society glorifies sticking it out. Don't be a quitter. Push through. Hard work always pays off. Stay loyal. Don't jump around. But here's the question no one asks. What if the thing you're sticking to is slowly killing your spirit? Because the reality is persistence is only powerful when it's aligned with purpose. Otherwise, it becomes self-punishment. And there is a difference, a very big difference between quitting and outgrowing something. Let's talk about it. Quitting versus evolving, the core difference. Quitting is rooted in fear, frustration, and emotional reaction. You're overwhelmed, exhausted, underappreciated, so you just want out. Evolving is rooted in clarity. You've grown, you've outpaced your environment, you've discovered a higher alignment. One is impulsive, the other is intentional. Quitting says, I can't take this anymore. Evolving says, this chapter has served its purpose. It's time to write a new one. One comes from burnout, the other comes from breakthrough. But how do you know which one you're really feeling? Let's break it down. If you're thinking of leaving a career path, ask yourself, is this just a bad season or a broken system? Every job has hard seasons, stress, politics, workload, but a season ends. A broken system stays broken. If you've tried to adapt, grow, communicate, improve, and nothing changes, it might not be a bad week. It might be the wrong fit. Am I running away from something, or running towards something? Quitting is about escape. Evolving is about pursuit. Are you just desperate to get out? Or are you clear about where you're going next? Don't just leave the old, reach for the new. Does this role reflect who I am or just who I was? Sometimes the job you took 5 years ago made perfect sense, but you've changed. Your priorities, your skills, your vision, they've evolved. The role didn't grow with you. And now you're a bigger version of yourself, trapped in a smaller container. Let me be honest. Changing careers is scary. There's risk, there's uncertainty, there's the fear of starting over, of losing status, of disappointing people. But here's what's even scarier: wasting your one precious life stuck in a version of yourself that no longer exists. If you're living for a paycheck but dying inside, that's not success. That's survival. And you were not born to just survive. Now let's clear up a common myth. If I leave, I've failed. Wrong. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away from a life that no longer fits you. Sometimes courage doesn't look like staying the course. Sometimes it looks like building a new one. Quitting is not failure when it's done with wisdom. It's evolution. Think of a caterpillar. When it outgrows its form, it doesn't cling to the ground, it transforms. What if your discomfort isn't a breakdown, but a signal that it's time to fly? But before you hand in your resignation, let's be practical. Here's how you know it's really time to evolve, not just escape. Signs you're ready for a career change. You've lost emotional connection to your work. You're there, but not present. You feel numb, drained, or like you're pretending. You dread every Monday. You count the hours, the days, the weekends. You live for Friday and die a little inside by Sunday night. You've stopped growing. The learning has stalled. The challenges no longer excite you. You're coasting on autopilot. You fantasize about doing something totally different. And it's not a fleeting thought. It keeps returning. That's not just daydreaming. That's direction. You're not being yourself anymore. You feel like you have to wear a mask. Your real values, ideas, and gifts aren't welcome. You've shrunk to fit in, and now you can barely recognize yourself. If these resonate, it's time to listen, not to fear, but to truth. Let's be clear, this doesn't mean you quit today. It means you start planning your pivot. Evolving doesn't mean burning it all down. It means building something new, strategically. So here's how you start. Step 1. Get clear on what you want. Not just what you hate, but what excites you. What do you value now? What kind of work lights you up? What kind of lifestyle are you creating? You can't move forward until you're clear about what forward looks like. Step 2. Inventory your skills. You're not starting over. You're starting from experience. List out everything you've learned. Hard skills and soft skills. What are you naturally good at? What have others consistently praised you for? What can transfer to a new path? This gives you confidence and direction. Step 3. Explore new paths. Quietly, talk to people in the field you're curious about. Take online courses, volunteer, freelance, shadow someone. This reduces fear and builds bridges without diving in blind. Step 4. Build a runway. Quitting with no plan is emotional. Evolving with a plan is strategic. Start saving. Update your resume or portfolio. Map out your timeline. Make an exit strategy. It's not about jumping, it's about transitioning. Step 5. Own your story. You don't owe anyone an apology for evolving. You don't have to explain your pivot to people who don't understand your vision. Own it. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to want something more. You are allowed to leave what's safe in order to chase what's real. Now, here's the final and most important truth. Your career is not your identity. It's a vehicle, not a destination. And sometimes that vehicle breaks down or takes you as far as it can go. When that happens, you don't give up. You trade the old car for a better one that fits where you're going next. Let me ask you, what's worse, failing in something new that excites you, or succeeding in something old that drains you? Because success without fulfillment is just dressed up regret. But when you align your career with your soul, you stop surviving and start living. You rise with purpose. You work with joy. You thrive with energy. You stop being a shadow and become fully yourself. So here's your permission. You are allowed to evolve, even if others don't get it, even if it's unconventional, even if it's scary. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need approval to change. You don't need to stay small so others feel comfortable. Your life is yours. And if the path you're on no longer fits, don't be afraid to create a new one. You're not quitting, you're evolving.